I'm John. I'm an alcoholic. I've been in the program now for 6 years. Sober for 3.
Where were you? Where were you?
John, none of you talk to me at once, okay?
They're saying it's a wolf.
No, it's a man. When do I get to be right about something? Do your job! Do your job! I am begging you!
Aloha! This is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man. And, last night I watched a new movie that came out on VOD, so you can rent it and see it for $14.99 on Google Play, Amazon Prime, Vudu, YouTube movies, called The Wolf of Snow Valley. And, without further ado, remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up, it's good to see, I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down, it's bad to see, it's junk, I don't recommend it. And for The Wolf of Snow Valley, it is a shock a thumbs down. Oh my God. $14.99 for this piece of crap. I am here to tell you it is a strong, strong shock a thumbs down. Do not spend $14.99 to see this movie. Yes, it's a new release. Just came out like 2 weeks ago, I believe. I saw the advertisements, the poster for it, and I said, "Oh, a new movie, Halloween, werewolves." Because you kind of get the feeling that it's a werewolf movie from the little bits of the trailers that they show. The Wolf of Snow Valley. And, oh my God, an hour and almost an hour and a half of pure crap. This stars and is written and directed by Jim Cummings. He looked familiar, but I don't recall ever seeing him in anything. And I certainly hope I don't see him in anything again. Also, Kiki Lindholm, who was by far the most intriguing and interesting character on the entire movie. Outside of that, we had Robert Forrest of great TV celebrity fame in multiple TV shows. But other than that, I can't recall specifically which ones. But I know that I've seen him on television before. Somebody was telling me he was in Twin Peaks, I believe. I checked his IBDM, and that's what he was. I can't recall what I'd seen in him, but, he'd been around for a while, and unfortunately, this is his last movie. He passed away. And it is, I feel sorry for him, for his family, that, to have died after such a terrible movie. This is not the way that, an actor of his status, of his length in years, should have gone out on. So I just hope that, it was, maybe he wasn't feeling well. And he says, well, I just got, I got to get my last paycheck or something. For my family. That's the only reason I can think of, because this movie is pure schlock and crap. It is set in modern day in a small town, called Snow Valley, where there are some mysterious killings that take place, and the sheriff's department attempts to investigate. Jim Cummings is the sheriff's son and head deputy. looking to take over as sheriff after his father retires, who he's holding on, which is Robert Forrest. And Kiki Lindholm is the second main deputy, who ends up, I'll just tell you right now, becoming sheriff after, Robert Forrester, retires. The acting in this from Jim Cummings is so wooden and stilted. He plays a deputy that has some serious anger issues, and right away you are set up to believe that possibly he is the killer or werewolf, as for much of the movie, at least a good half of the movie, it looks like some terrifying beast is ripping apart these people in the town, mainly women, but there are some men who do get killed. The forensic evidence in the town, or investigators in the town, really aren't doing that much to help. They find some gray fur along with some of the remains of the victims, but no DNA evidence, no blood from the killer per se. So some people are suspecting it is a werewolf. Some, Jim Cummings, the head deputy, thinks it's just some crazy killer. But I mean, from what you were shown from the bodies and everything, it's like, well, how can it not be a werewolf? And that really is unexplained. Throughout the entire movie. This is going to have spoilers, because believe me, you don't want to waste your time on this movie. This was a piece of crap, and you should not be spending $14.99 on this movie. I wouldn't even rent it at Redbox, or later on when it is rentable, for $3 or $2 or even $1. And even when it comes to free on Amazon or Netflix or wherever, you don't want to watch this movie, because it is a waste of your time. Shock a thumbs down all the way. Like I said, most of the performances are stilted, focusing on Jim Cummings, since he is the writer of the show, the director, he focuses everything on himself. He is some anger issue, troubled veteran, apparently, that has become, the head sheriff. Because of his father, basically. He obviously doesn't have any skills in policing. You're supposed to root for him, I guess, but, he seems totally unlikable. And is portrayed as such throughout the entire movie. The only one that I had any type of feelings for and wanted to see more was Kiki Lindholm, who seemed to be able to act, had some type of emotion, but there was nothing in this movie for her, despite her ascension at the end to sheriff, which was, I gotta admit, kind of unexpected, so that was a nice surprise. Outside of that, I gotta say, the killer turns out, you see finally in the half of the movie, you see that a giant werewolf, a bipedal wolf-like creature running around. We find out it is a mad killer in the town who's lived there apparently all his life, who is a taxidermist, makes this wolf costume, and is able to somehow have superhuman strength or something, and still make off with these victims' remains that he takes from the victims as trophies, perhaps. Take out several people, survive gunshots, none of which is explained if he'd had his costume armored, if, depending on where they had hit him with the bullets, how he can, escape from the scene so fast, despite being a regular human being. Not only that, but encumbered with a heavy, bulky, clunky, large wolf costume, which includes a full head mask that looks like the head of a wolf, which may be, since he's a taxidermist, the actual head of a wolf that he's, modified to be able to wear. He is unrestricted movement-wise, visually-wise, and somehow amped up on super strength and speed of a wolf without being a werewolf or supernatural or anything like that, to be able to do these killings and get away with the remains of his victims, despite police being hot on his trail, shooting shotgun pellets at him, from a 12-gauge shotgun. Not to mention the handguns that were shot at him earlier by previous victims. Incredibly unbelievable and just a pain to watch. 20 minutes in, I was thinking, I was checking how much longer on this movie? And it remained like that. Like every 20 minutes of the movie, I was like, how much longer do I have to watch this? It was horrible. Oh my God. So please, do yourselves a favor. I was expecting a scary Halloween werewolf movie and was excited to see a new movie come out, available. But, this is a solid shaka thumbs down. I'm giving it 2 shaka thumbs down. That's how bad it is. Don't waste your time, let alone your money, $14.99 on this movie, thinking you're going to get a good new scary Halloween movie, because this isn't it. This isn't any kind of movie at all. I can film a better film than this guy. Believe me. Oh my God, he was awful, and he acted awful in it, and he was the star. He put himself as the star. Dude, what do you think? It's like, well, hey, it's my movie. I wrote it. I directed it. I'm going to star in it. That's like, hey, more power to you, because that's the only way you're going to get that role, because you suck. Oh my God. And yeah, I don't know. I do not know. The only reason I watched it was, one, it was new. It just came out. It's, it presented itself as a scary, spooky Halloween werewolf movie, which, 6 days before Halloween, I was very excited. It's like, oh, okay, I'll try to do some other spooky movies, scary movies, fairly recent. So I went for this one, and man, am I sorry that I did. That is an hour and a half of my life that I'm never going to get back. Looking at this movie, it is clear that it would never have hit the theaters. That's how bad this is. This is one of those ones that you would find in the discount rental section of the video rental store, or the bargain bin on the bottom of the bargain bin at Walmart, which I'm sure you'll find it later on this year. Don't waste your time with this movie at all. And I am sorry that I saw it. And so I'm warning you, it is a solid shock and thumbs down. Stay away from The Wolf of Snow Valley. Definitely not worth it. So sad indeed. There's going to be some other Halloween movies that I'm going to present to you, but definitely don't do this one for your own sakes. Save yourself the time, the money, the trouble, the pain. It was horrible. And that's about all I can say about it. So not worth watching. I've described everything I can from this movie already. I guess maybe if they'd made Kiki Lindholm the main character and just focused on her, that would have been probably the best choice. Man, I don't know. I just don't know. Or had just stuck with, Robert Forrester doing it, but, most likely he wasn't going to be able to star in the whole movie, as he's only in about half of the movie. And his character is retired and kind of set on the sidelines from the very, very beginning. So it was clear that, he didn't want much to do with this movie, but he still wanted some money from this movie, and being, you know, probably his last role, and he probably knew it. I don't know. I don't know why Kiki, you know, Lindholm was in this movie. You know, other than just the paycheck. She's been in some other decent shows on television. I guess maybe this might have been her first foray into movies. But gosh, anybody associated with this movie is going to have this stain on their acting resume. And you know, and it's going to show. You know, hopefully, like, Kiki Lindholm will recover. But other than that, I don't know who else. You know, I hope Jim Cummings just kind of fades off, because this was, unless he's just going to keep doing B movies, then. But even for a B movie, this was like a D- F movie. He's not even up to the level of a B movie yet. That guy needs some more work, and it's a crime that he got, you know, his movie, you know, to be aired for $14.99 on VOD. It's just a crime. All right, that's all I can say about it. Stay away from The Wolf of Snow Valley. Shaka thumbs down all the way. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, here in Oahu, saying mahalo, happy Halloween. I'll get you some better movie reviews, you know, coming up before Halloween. All right, thank you so much, and aloha.